No, ma devo dire che spara abbastanza bene.
Sì, sono d'accordo, anche la mia.
Ma la tua...
Fellas,
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Nice guns.
Oh, thank you. Less lethal.
Less what?
You know less lethal?
Like, they don't kill no one?
No, they don't. Only inflict pain.
What? You mother-loving Italian and your fake guns, you stupid hippies.
Good day, folks. Welcome back to my channel, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Signore e signori, oggi vi presento un'arma tutta italiana. I give you the brand new Bravo 1.50, a 16 Joule, but we'll see that in a minute, 50 caliber, 6-shot CO2 gun by LTL, also known as Less Lethal, a line under the Italian brand Chiappa. Many of you surely will know the Alfa 150, basically its predecessor, which we'll have a deep look into next week. For now, I will tell you that there is a significant difference in weight between these two, given that the Alfa is entirely made out of plastic, while the Bravo is mostly made of metal. So today is my first time having a real look at this gun and my first time shooting it, so we really can't call this a proper review. But what we can and will do is have a deep look at it, from how it's loaded to how it is air charged, to shooting it against a ballistic gel head that I found on Amazon, against 4 1/4-inch plywood boards, and obviously against other usual Airgun alley targets. And yes, if they do look familiar, it's because the Alfa is a replica of another Italian pistol, the iconic Beretta 92. Oh, and by the way, I was also sent their pellet version, cousin, which we'll be testing with the Alfa in my next video. All right, folks, before we head outside to shoot this gun, let's have a quick look at the type of ammo we'll be using today, and we'll also be covering our basics, like how to load the gun and how to air it up. But even before that, please do make sure you hit that like button, and while you're at it, do subscribe to the channel. For the number lovers, here are some specs. These are the balls that come with the gun. You have 2 versions. They're both by LTL. They are both rubber balls, and they both come in 100 pieces. The only difference is the weight. This blue kind are 2.1 gram, while the red type is a little bit slightly heavier at 2.6 grams. Now, I've had this discussion several times, especially in my comments. In Europe, often, I don't know if it's mistakenly or not, but in Europe, often the GR is used to indicate grams. I realize that, especially in the gun world, GR indicates grains, but in this case, as in many other cases, the GR here represents grams. So these weigh 2.1 grams and these weigh 2.6 grams. As I said, this is a 6-shooter, and to load it, we simply pull back the magazine spring and lock it down into place. We then load the balls. This gun only shoots spheric round balls. It does not shoot D-shaped or first strike type of ammo. I'll be loading it for our first test, for the chronograph test, with these lightweight Zulu 50 cal rubber balls by LTL. These are the 2.1 gram version. Let's load all 6 of them, and then we release. And today we'll also be shooting ASOL Sellings 50 caliber rubber steel balls. These are very, very common on Amazon, as you probably know. These are rubber balls infused with steel in them, so they are a bit tougher than your regular rubber balls. We'll then move up to Home Defense 24 50 caliber lightweight aluminum balls, or aluminium, depends where you're from. These are 2.8 grams. Once again, these are grams. These have proved to be incredibly powerful in the HDR 50 in the recent tests we did, especially on the ballistic dummy. And finally, we'll be using these very heavy, these are 8 grams, almost 4 times the weight, chrome steel balls. Like many of its type, also this gun is powered by 12-gram CO2 cartridges, which are inserted in the handle of the gun. Now, to do that, we must pull down the base of the handle grip here and unscrew it. Now, mind you that you must pull it down, because if you don't, you can be turning all day, nothing will happen. So you must pull down firmly and then unscrew. Once the gun is open, you insert the CO2 cartridge, but first, neck out. As Rune Rebel always teaches, and it's always a good idea to add some silicone oil on the seals, because as you know, the CO2 freezes the insides of the gun, making the seals very, very rigid and easy to break. Now, to close it, we press a little bit in order to lock the screwing mechanism. There we go. And then we must pull out again and keep tightening. This part here, for us who are used to other types of guns, feels and sounds flimsy, but I promise you it's not. Once everything is properly screwed in and placed together, there is no flimsiness to it. Now, this gun, like many of its type, is considered a home defense or self-defense air gun. And why is that? The main reason is that the CO2 will remain inside of the cartridge until the moment of need. So basically, you can keep this gun inside of a drawer, inside of a safe, anywhere you feel comfortable for days, months, years at a time. The gun will remain ready to shoot. The CO2 will go nowhere as it remains nice and concealed inside of the cartridge. At the moment of need, we do exactly what it says right here, which is push. So we push really hard on the bottom of the gun, which will then pierce the CO2 cartridge, releasing the CO2, and the gun will obviously be ready to shoot. How do we know when that happens? Well, we have a pressure indicator right here, like other guns like the HDR, for example. We are now ready to shoot. The pressure indicator is still in. Let's arm this thing. Some very nice speeds. We topped at about 18 joules, which is pretty much what the box says. And I'm also very happy with the accuracy. It's the first time I shoot this gun. It's the first time this gun is shot. The trigger was indeed a bit stiff, but nevertheless, I'm happy with this little central group I got here. Of course, a few side misses, but pretty happy again with the accuracy. Of course, there was no complete penetration, but again, these were just 2.1 grams rubber balls, so there was really no penetration to be expected. Up next, the so-called, by me, tunnel of destruction. We have 4 1/4-inch plywood boards in a row. In my previous videos, some of you guys commented that they were not properly fixed, and you were right. So I rearranged them, fixing them on 3 different extremities. They are a lot more fixed. They wiggle a lot less. They're not perfect, but it's the best I could do. And we will be shooting against the tunnel of destruction, the lightweight aluminum balls by Home Defense 24. All right, folks, tunnel of destruction. Okay, seems like all 6 balls went through the first layer of 1/4-inch plywood. 2 of the balls are here between the first and the second layer. We have some heavy denting in the second layer, and also what seems to be a complete penetration in the second. In fact, we do have a 3rd ball between the second and the 3rd, but no major damage on the 3rd layer of plywood. The remaining balls are here, and in fact, all 6 balls ready to be reused. All right, folks, it's been a while. So next up, the coconut. And for the coconut, we'll use these 8-gram chrome steel balls, which are very, very heavy. Oh boy, did I miss the coconut, guys. All right, well, we basically scalped it. And made a nice hole in it. All right, folks, we are finally down to our last target. It's the first time I used this. It's a Ballistic Gel head I found on Amazon. Very inexpensive. I'm very curious to see how it works. Hopefully it works well so I can start using it more often. Let's set it up. As you see at Airgun Alley, we recycle as much as we can. We gotta hurry before the Florida sun melts this thing. So on this Ballistic Gel head, we'll be using 2 types of ammo. I'll be using these steel-infused rubber balls by Airgun Selling, and the aluminum 50 caliber 2.8 gram balls by Home Defense 24. Right, so the rubber steel balls penetrated a bit more superficially, especially compared to the aluminum balls that went in quite deep. Yeah, you can see the wound channels there. So that's a good 2-3 inches in. These are more centered, maybe 1.5 to 2 inches, while again the rubber balls kind of stayed on the surface more. Ooh, we got them nice in the ear through the cheek. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, Bravo 1.50 versus Ballistic head. Ballistic Gel head, not doing so good. All right, folks. Well, let me know what you think about the Bravo 150 by LTL. Again, this is my first time shooting it, so I can't really give a proper review. I cannot tell you if I prefer this to an HDR, for example, or to other less lethal guns that I've shot so far. I've always been a sucker for revolvers, I'll tell you that, but you know, it's the first time shooting a Glock type of gun, and I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it, and I look forward to learning more about it. Let me know what you think about it, what you thought about it. Let me know if you know this gun, and just your thoughts. I'd be very happy to hear. Again, I'll be reviewing the predecessor, the Alfa 1.50, very soon with their pellet gun cousin as well. Let me leave you with this video here for now. And thank you so much for liking this video if you did indeed like it, and for subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so yet. And I'll see you next week.